All right, Fox family, let's talk about the rain showers because we've received a whole lot of rain. We finished September, we began October, rain, 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 rain. Look at these totals. So this was last night. Grand Junction stopped recording rain just before 9 o'clock. Montrose stopped recording rain last night just before 11 o'clock. And I think it rained so long into the overnight hours yesterday because of the Broncos' performance. But we won't talk about that because we have another game to look forward to on this Thursday. But we started the day today. And in fact, when you think about the last 3 days, easily achieved an inch of rain in many locations. And that means going into today, Grand Junction only had a rain deficit of about 0.6 of an inch. And Montrose had a rain deficit of about 1.25 inches. Now that's down from last week when we were 2.5 inch deficit, when we were 1.25 inch deficit for both these locations. So yes, significant rain. Today though, we didn't get anything official in the bucket. Since last night, that was it. But look at some of these totals across the Mesa County area, across the Grand Valley. Lower elevations, upper elevations. This was this morning. And again, not a whole lot of sites recorded rain today. We had a couple of storms moving through, but not a whole lot. And tomorrow, even fewer storms available to us. We're getting into a bit of a drying pattern. I think that's good. I think we're looking forward to that. A little bit more sunshine, fewer clouds, slightly warmer temperatures, but we're not going to set records. And then looking across the region, all the way down to the Four Corners, 1 inch. And this was just this morning's measurement from the 24 hours previous. Does not include what could have fallen today, which we had more, and we continue to get more showers down in the Four Corners region. In fact, that's the focus moving forward. For us locally, we don't have hazardous weather. Aside from wet roadways and soggy yards, and by the way, empty any vessels in your yard that has filled up with rainwater. It's not peak summer season, so we don't really have to worry about mosquitoes. But now all of a sudden, critters can move through your yard looking for a drink. And if you've got a vessel full of water, yeah, so dump it out. Try to avoid bears, anything really. Further to the south, Arizona, New Mexico, that's where we have the flooding concerns. That's where we have flood watches, and likely we'll get some advisories and warnings out of it. Let's get the satellite layer out of here because that would just show cloud coverage. And right now, we're partly cloudy, and we're moving towards a mostly clear overnight hours. So by sunrise tomorrow, between 7:10 and 7:15, kind of depends on where you are, we should be mostly clear. It should be a beautiful start to the day. A couple of cells outside of Meeker, a couple of storm cells northwest of Fruita. Not much to it. That's likely going to go right over Douglas Pass. We had some cells trying to work its way towards Montrose, but not really coming to fruition. So those cells have gone to the south. Probably going to put some rain, light rain around Ridgeway. That's it. That's it. We're kind of quieting things down. And I think that's good because we've had a rowdy past couple of days. Heading into the overnight hours, it's all about the partly cloudy skies remaining and the clearing pattern that we see into tomorrow morning. And then getting into tomorrow afternoon, it's an equal balance of partly cloudy and sunshine. And we may see some storms. They're going to be anchored to the mesas, the mountains, the plateaus. Very little movement. And to pick the exact pathway over any particular populated area would be difficult. But to say that we have a decrease in storms is a pretty good go for the Tuesday afternoon. All because of this pattern. Last week we talked about how slow it was advancing. This week we're talking about how slow it is exiting. We still maintain those rain chances over the mountain zones. I-70, both a mix of rain and very light snow in the upper elevations. Have you seen the social media pictures with all the skiing and the snow and the, yeah, beautiful pictures. What do we call it? Falltober with the golden leaves and the white snow-capped mountains. Beautiful. Stalled out frontal system around the Four Corners region. Focus tonight and through tomorrow largely will be heavy rains down south of the Four Corners. I'm watching this cutoff low pressure system. The weatherman's well, you never know what it's going to do, but this is a recurring theme last year for the winter. We get these cutoff low pressure systems at the very tail end of these fronts. And you can see our cold front, our weather maker for the past couple days, getting into the central time zone finally, or at least on the eastern edge of that time zone. But on the tail end of it, we get this cutoff low, and it's going to be a doozy. If we can see this come to fruition, that'll swing right through the Four Corners region, bring its own source region of water from the eastern Pacific, may get another round of showers this weekend. In the meantime, it's all about slowly warming our temperatures. Right now, we're in the 60s, upper 50s. Some of us tomorrow morning will feel a little bit chilly. Gunnison, you're going to be close to the freezing mark. You're going to be above. And I think the next couple of days, when we have these cooler than average days, these clearer than average nights, I think that'll lend itself to some chilly temperatures, especially around the river valleys. You could see some fog developing too. Montrose, not totally out of the question that we would see low clouds or light fog drifting around those waterways. As far as average temperatures go, 73 is the number for Grand Junction. That's where we'll be through the midweek. Hopefully we'll maintain this pattern of dry, mostly clear. For Montrose, our average is 71, and that's where we're going to be through the midweek. It's just the question mark is this upcoming weekend with that cutoff low I mentioned.